We live, we live, we live. Look alive. All right. So today, my man's Mr. Incredible coming up, and I think he want to talk about the potentialities in this Shakur versus Tio fight. I really hope, I really hope that Shakur brings his A game because in these fights, you could win or you could put on a show. You know what I mean? Like you can win, you can do the De Los Santos, you could run, duck, and hide, or you can go out there, you can put on a show. You could take the fight to TO, dominate him, and give everybody something to remember. Like Bud in his biggest fights, Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez, he gave the world something to remember, something to talk about. So you could win, or you could put on a show. That's what I'm waiting to see if Shakur gonna do. That's what we're all waiting to see. I don't think Tio can win. I'll be honest with you. Yi was good. I don't think Tio has a good chance against Shakur. Like, because I don't think Shakur is going to give him a chance. I don't see Shakur getting hurt and marching forward. If Shakur gets hurt, he's going to go into defense mode. You got some fighters, they get hurt like Bud and Floyd, and they keep marching forward because they believe in themselves so much. You got some fighters, they get hurt and they say, hold up now. I'm just trying to win. Munachismo Benedict says, what's up, what's good? So the question I have to ask y'all, do y'all think Shakur Stevenson is going to show up to fight, or do you think he's going to show up to run? Is Shakur going to take risks like Wilfred Benitez took against Sugar Ray Leonard? Benitez lost against Ray Leonard, but Benitez fought. He took risks, and he came to win. He took an offensive approach against a speedster and a power puncher. Secret dance move says run. Well, I'll tell you this. Munachismo Benedict says a bit of both. JJ King, what's up? JJ King says depends on what kind of heat T.O. throwing. Well, T.O. is throwing heat. That's why it took Lomachenko damn near the whole fight to be able to say, you know what? I'm just going to try to deal with some of these power shots, and I'm going to try to win. It took Loma some time. You know, but Shakur's a little bit bigger than Loma. Says, Munachimo Benedict says, I don't think Shakur is a complete fighter, is as complete of a fighter to take risks. I've said that before. I said Shakur is really good, but he's not a complete fighter. A complete fighter, they know how to fight going forward. They know how to fight going backward. Hold on, I'm trying to bring my mans up. Mr. Incredible, I'm trying to bring you up, but for whatever reason, it's not giving me the opportunity to bring you up on the stage. I don't know why. I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna drop the link again because it's acting dumb. It says probably a same Shakur night. Tio gonna complain and they're gonna argue on Twitter over and over and never rematch. There we go. Mr. Incredible was good.
Yo, what's up?
Chilling right now. We talking about the potentialities of whether or not Shakur is gonna come to fight against Tio or to run. So Negro thinks that he's gonna pretty much run, and Tio gonna complain about losing, and he's just gonna argue about it on Twitter and never give it a rematch. Secret Dance Move says Kerr don't care about entertaining. He will win anyway. He can, even if it means, I think he means being boring or boring people. Oh, boo. He says boo, I meant. Even if it means getting booed. He already said that. Shakur said after fans. What's good, Chris 2X? So, Mr. Incredible, what you think will happen in this fight?
Uh, to be honest, yeah, I think Shakur gonna come in there, do some defense. T.O. ain't gonna be able to touch him. Get frustrated. I think he gonna get boxed up, touched up all night. But then again, another part of me is like, damn, the core is in there, and he training with Bud. He training with all these aggressive fighters and shit, athletic fighters.
Watch the, you know, we
Oh,
going we going PC.
my bad, dog. He fighting with all these offensive, aggressive fighters, and Bud, Keyshawn. He got his cousin who just fought last Saturday, who got some talent. He looked pretty, he looked pretty sharp for a kid who only got 6 or 7 fights. So it's not like he gonna be in there in the ring with Tio and fight somebody doing something he's never seen, even though
But
Tio
sparring
fight.
is different than a fight, though. Sparring you have on headgear. Sparring you have on 16-ounce gloves. Yee says, I think Shakur gets hit when he unloads, and I don't think he'll be that guy to keep throwing after getting caught or hurt. I agree. I don't think Shakur. I said this before you came up, Mr. Incredible, but if you hurt Bud, he's gonna still come forward. If you hurt Floyd, he's still gonna come forward. If Shakur gets hurt, I believe he's gonna revert to defense for the rest of the fight and try to secure the win. I think Devin is another guy that does that now. It's like they just want to get the dub. They're not really thinking about. They're not really fighting off of natural instinct. Like I'm gonna get this guy. He hit me. Let me get my get back. You know what I mean? It's more so like let me just outpoint him like the amateurs. Core fought and took risks against Padley and Zapata. Listen, Padley was literally on like a couple days' notice, and Padley is nowhere near Shakur's level. Zapata, he's a good little challenger, but he's not a champion. Teal's a championship level fighter, an all around fighter. Well, not all around, but Teal's a good athletic boxer, I would say. He's not an all around fighter. Teal has more potential in his right hand than Padley and Zapata have in their whole body. He has more talent, you know what I mean, in his left shoe than Padley and Zapata have in their whole body. So you can't really use them as parameters or measurements for how Shakur is going to fight against Teal. Since he banged and looked good, but that's a different talent level. See, JJ King, I didn't even finish the comment. You agree with what I'm saying? We both on the same page.
Uh, yeah, but he ain't even used to fighting people with feet.
Who's not
He
used to
can't
fighting people with feet?
feel.
Teal's used to. He's just not good at it. He fought Ortiz. He fought your boy the white guy who dropped him. I can't think of his
Sandor
name right now.
Martin
Yes, he fought Sandor Martin. He fought Jermaine Ortiz. He's just
and
not good
and
at fighting people with feet. He's used to
and
it. He's just not good at it.
Shakur was right. He was like, "Oh, everybody keep bringing up that Loma fight. That Loma fight was 4 or 5 years ago. He ain't never been able to replicate the same kind
He hasn't
of
done anything since. So
like
when people don't realize it, when
performance."
these fights, you got to look at the weight. Loma it was a smaller fighter, so a lot of times people they over like Loma's overrated. The all time greats, the fighters who like are some of the best to ever do it, they could be the smaller man in the ring and look like the bigger man, like Floyd, Bud, you know, Ali when he first started at heavyweight, Pernell Whitaker. They could be the smaller man in the ring and look like the bigger man because their skills is just so superior, and their strength pound for pound is elite. Their athleticism a lot of times is elite. Loma is not that. Loma is special. It has a bunch of skills, but he's not somebody that could just go up to any weight class he wants and stuff like that because he only fights out of one style. So he's not as versatile as everybody wants to give him credit for. Munachismo Benedict says the promotion for this fight has been trash. I agree. And it's because Shakur and Tio don't know how to sell a fight. They don't have the gift of gab. Neither one of them are charismatic. They try hard, especially Tio, but they just don't got it. But they both can fight. So the fight is going to be much better than promotion. I hope so. Chris 2X says, I think Shakur will pick his spots to fight and pick when to move. Um, hmm.
I don't know.
He's gonna have to do that if he wants people to not try to bash the fight or try to talk bad about the fight. He's gonna have to mix boxing with fighting.
I think he going. I think he going. Feel him out first. First two rounds is gonna be them feeling each other out.
Yeah, that's expected. I mean, you know what though? If I was T.O., I wouldn't do a fill out round because those are rounds that you already know Shakur gonna try to fill you out. If I'm T.O., I'm going out there on some Aaron Pryor, on some Roberto Duran, like, you know what I mean? Go out there and let some shots go. See what's good. See what's really good. You know what I mean? Maybe Shakur come out cold. He wouldn't be expecting that. You go out there, you let them hands go early and see what's good. Steal those rounds. You can steal the first 3 rounds. I think Shakur said to himself that it takes him 2 rounds before he gets his range and distance and all that, before he gets his rhythm. Steal those 2 rounds. Go out there and let your hands go. See what's really good. So there's a respect in someone not being moved by the fans and doing what he needs to do. Mm, if you really believe in your skill and you're an all around good boxer, you can do whatever you want to do. Andre Ward talks about that all the time. He says, I do what I want to do. So the higher your skill level, the less you're bound by a certain style. But you have to be a guy that can fight in a lot of different styles in order to do what you want to do. I don't think Shakur is somebody that can fight well in a lot of different styles. He changed his style for the Zepeda fight, and he didn't look really good in the Zepeda fight. Munachismo Benedict says, Tio's only chance to win is if Shakur doesn't engage. Shakur could win without engaging because he can outpoint Tio and do what he did to De Los Santos. It'd be a cheap way to win, and it'd be boring, but he can do that. JJ King says, LO Haney now and Core and AJ got that same win however you need to. Facts. Haney did it against the guy he fought before Brian Norman. AJ did
Ramirez.
it. Yeah, Ramirez. Shakur did it against De Los Santos, and AJ did it against Andy Ruiz. But that's part of boxing. Sometimes it's somebody that's super talented, and not everybody's going to be Floyd Mayweather and Bud and certain guys. So they just got to get their hand raised. Win now, look good next time. That's what they say. Secret Dance Move says best way I could put it is that Core will box safety first to win, but take zero chances even if people booing. I agree. I'm sorry, I'm not betting no money on Shakur. I hope that he goes out there and he puts on an Arturo Gotti performance, but people underrate how athletic Floyd Mayweather is. Um, Roy Jones gets talked about as the greatest athlete to ever box. No offense, and this is alleged, but Roy Jones was found to be a PED user. I mean, Floyd was a natural pugilist, and he was like one level beneath Roy Jones as far as speed, strength, reflexes, without any juice. You know what I mean? Shakur is not nowhere near either one of them dudes as far as raw athleticism. And so it's very hard to have those Arturo Gotti, Cleveland Williams performances like Ali had against Cleveland Williams. It's very hard to have those Mike Tyson performances where you just wash a dude. You got to be a freak athlete on top of being a good boxer. Said, but Core has something righteous about him. It's a damn social media junk that put fear in him. I promise you, Core's a dog. I see him spar Haney and turn up and love the smoke. Sparring is different than a fight. Once again, I seen a clip of Shakur in there with Gary Antoine Russell holding his own. And I'm like, dag, I've never seen Shakur fight like that. Like, it's guys who spar and they turn into a different animal. But when you take off all the protection, they go back into that bubble where they like, oh hell no, I'm not about to trade these punches with dude. I can get knocked out. He said we seen Corey genuinely get mad by losing to Crawford and sparring. He's righteous, bro. I promise. I never heard that righteous used in that way either, but I guess he's righteous. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. If Shakur watching Hagler be better, he better be trying to knock out Tio. I don't know, man. Remember when Boots was watching Mike Tyson when he fought Chukajon the first time, and it didn't go well for Boots. I mean, both Shakur and Tio usually don't show surprising stuff anymore, so I feel like the fight will go how everyone thinks it's gonna go. Yeah, it's like they haven't. This is the thing about Shakur and Tio. They both had amazing performances. Tio had an amazing performance against Loma. Shakur had an amazing performance against Jamel Herring. But they both had horrible performances. Tio against Sandor Martin and Shakur against De Los Santos. So you really don't know what to think about this. You don't know who's going to show up. The way you see Haney spar, you would think he go crazy in the ring. LMAO. Yeah, when Haney spars, is reckless abandon. He abandons a lot of fundamentals. He let his hands go. he take big shots, but he get in the ring, they become these careful guys. They don't
It's
take the
the
risk.
mental. The mental is what really is holding them back, especially
They be thinking
Haney.
social media first, man. A lot of fighters they think social media first. Like they're like,
Haney
oh,
just
can't do
don't let
that,
his
can't get
hands
knocked
go.
out, can't get knocked out, can't lose. So they fight extremely careful. They all fight like how Floyd Mayweather was fighting when he was at the very end of his career. That's how they fight.
Yeah, and after that, he was already, damn near or near 50 fights.
Yeah,
And
Floyd was done,
that,
and plus he had brittle hands, so it's a reason why he fought so cautious. And sometimes he would go against that. Like when he fought Canelo, when he fought Shane Mosley, and we fought Maidana for the first time, he wasn't trying to be safe. He was trying to put on the show, but his hands would betray him, and he would get hit a lot in those fights.
uh, I think what's going to be established is that Tio has a lot more holes in his game than Shakur does on the aspect of fundamentals, but what's on his side is his explosiveness and his athleticism and his ability to throw a burst of punches in a short amount of time. But he often overextends on his lead foot and leaves his hands low a lot of the time. It seems instinctual,
The
when he
problem with
wants
Tio is
to.
that he's a short. The problem with Tio is that he's a short fighter with no inside game. Like you're that athletic, go study Roberto Duran. Look at how he will get rough on the inside and be technical at the same time on the inside. Shakur has never fought anybody who is a level on the inside, and that would totally shock him. Every time you get in close, since you're lunging, you go straight to inside fighting. I see y'all talking about the Monarch stuff. We're not going to touch on that on YouTube. We can touch on that on Patreon if you like. But Tio has to do, Tio has to go to the body, like, and he has to stay there, like, he has to be comfortable. Roberto Duran, um, Henry Armstrong, these are great inside fighters. Marvin Hagler was very good on the inside. You know what I mean? Like Tio has never shown a good inside game. He's a short fighter trying to be all mid-range athleticism, speed, speed, speed. Take it to the inside against Shakur. I promise you, he wouldn't be ready for that. Question is, does Tio have that in his bag? Probably not. Eli 72915 says, does Keyshawn have the ability to cut the ring off effectively against Ortiz? I would say no.
No.
I mean, we haven't seen. We struggled with one of the Albrights. Albright hit him with a huge shot off the ropes. Like I would say no. Keyshawn's a dude that likes his perfect opponent is like a lamos, like a guy that's gonna be right in front of him, so he can land all those fast offensive combinations. We haven't really seen much from these top prospects and these new champions and stuff. It's like you can go watch Triple G on YouTube, and Triple G cuts the ring off beautifully. Small steps. When he's marching a guy down, he's being defensive. He's rolling shots. Like it's a certain way and then he's always working his jab, and he's not always just throwing a snapping jab. Sometimes he's just touching it out there to get in close to land the shots he wants to land.
And he doesn't just follow them, he meets them where they're gonna be before they get there.
Facts.
So
Floyd Floyd won't try to be safe in the Cotto fight. Yeah, Floyd didn't try to be safe in the Cotto fight. Sometimes these boxers got to say F it and fight. In order to say F it and fight, Chris, you have to have a lot of self belief and faith. That's something that Floyd had, Ali had, Frazier. You know what I mean? Most fighters nowadays in the social media era, they don't have that. They're worried about what could go wrong, so they're glass half empty instead of glass half full. They don't understand, like, if you put on a great fight and you win, it's gonna boost your money, your fame, everything exponentially. Like Bud got hurt in the Mean Machine fight and was determined to stop Mean Machine. He could have went into defensive mode and just stayed on the outside and boxed and got booed. But he said, "Okay, you want to hurt people, you want to put me on my knee, you want to embarrass me. Watch what I do to you." Floyd is genuinely intelligent, no glaze. If he could read, he would have been a problem. LOL. That's a low blow. Talking about if he
uh
could read, he would have been a problem.
I seen your post of what you was talking about with Keyshawn, how he was celebrating when Andy lost. And you hit like the nail on the head when you said like when he was cheering, it was kind of lame in the sense of like,
It was
bro,
forced.
you supposed to want him to win so that y'all could fight and make a big fight, like. But in hindsight, you really cheering because it's like, woo, now I don't have to fight him, and he looks bad. When really in your head, you supposed to be like, yeah, I'm finna do you dirty, bro. You beat me all these times. Let's see what you can do, like in a
Yeah,
real fight.
but
You feel
everybody
me?
isn't Israel Adesanya.
The
Like
competitive spirit is gone.
in boxing, yeah, it's all about money because they hide behind the money, and they know that the average person in America idolize, or in the world now, they idolize money. So when somebody tries to call you out about one of your flaws as a man, you can just say, "Well, I'm getting the bag," and that is shut up. Everybody for the most part. Like if someone's trying to critique you and actually make you better, you can just say, "Well, I got more money than you," or "Look at the bag that I made." Da, da, da. And most people who are listening will side with the man with the money. You know what I mean? The Bible even tells you that. Like when a rich man speaketh, everybody listen. JJ King 8577 says, I like how you talk about some of the most dominating fights ever. Floyd versus Gotti, Cleveland Williams versus Ali, etc. What's the best performance you've seen in star due to a B-level fighter? Terrence 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 Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. That's the best performance I've seen a star due to a B-level fighter. I don't understand why these guys care. You're making millions. The average person is a useless eater. No disrespect. Oh, I agree. I agree. The average person, even if you were to give them a certain amount of money, they wouldn't know what to do with it as far as investments and stuff like that. They don't read. They take everything at face value. They just blowing with the wind. They're like a leaf in the wind. When I was looking at Barrios and Ryan face off, and Barrios looked like a 154 pounder standing against Ryan, I think Ryan gonna get done dirty. Barrios has been really battle tested. Ryan hasn't. Ryan's biggest battle was against Tank, and he got out of that battle. And then he tried to claim that he was injured, going into the fight. But plenty of fighters are injured going into the fight. The reason Ryan had to get out is because, like Shakur said, not doing them sit-ups. You have to, with boxing, bro, people have no idea. You have to kill your abdomen. You have to kill your stomach in order to be able to take the hits. Because when you get hit, you're really supposed to build your stomach up to the point where you don't feel it. Like somebody hits you with their best shot, and it feels like a little sting, but it doesn't drop you. That takes hours of roll work and hours of sit-ups, crunches, different variations of sit-ups, hitting yourself like me. I hit myself in the solar plexus with the medicine balls. I hit myself in the solar plexus with the weights. You know what I mean? Just tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. I've been doing it for years now, to build up the callus there. So if you're just, out here partying, drinking, and not taking care of your body, and Tank Davis with all that power hits you in your stomach, there's no way you're gonna be able to take that shot. Richardson Hitchens needs to change his last name to Richardson B. Hitchens or Hoens. LOL. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sorry. I'm with you. Like Hitchens says, so neuro says everybody is dumb. Listen, Richard Hitchens could be the man. He's physically gifted in ways that you can't coach, like his length and his height and his speed and coordination at that height. But his heart just isn't there for whatever reason. Like he out here doing interviews about Shakur and Tank fighting and all that. It's like, bro, you have just as much exposure as all these guys. You should be just focused on your legacy. Like call out one of the Russells and beat them. You know what I mean? Go undisputed at 140 and then go to 147.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
Don't
happen.
don't worry about Devin. Devin building his legacy every day. You haven't
He's
even
a,
put one stone down for a legacy.
he talking about fighting Oscar Duarte, but didn't want to fight Keyshawn or Jermaine Ortiz because he wanted
Nobody, bro.
an extra $1 million. You ain't getting more money for fighting Oscar Duarte. Nobody even
It's
knows who
crazy,
that
bro.
is. So it's
Bro,
like,
Keyshawn offered him enough money. If you look at him and Keyshawn sparring, I don't think that Richard Hitchens can beat anybody that throws a lot of shots, like and who's a good boxer with good athleticism. Because Hitchens just wants to throw 1 and 2 and hold, or 1 and 2 and jump to safety. Like you got guys who are just trying to rob the sport because they think that's what Floyd did, not realizing Floyd didn't rob anything. Floyd Mayweather, his speech is messed up from boxing. You know what I mean? His uncle developed different memory loss stuff, and his father from boxing, the people that trained him. Like him and his whole family have paid their dues. Floyd's hands, like there's no cartilage in this man knuckles, bro. Like Floyd has paid his dues. He didn't just, oh, I made all this money. The man went to war plenty of times, even as a man in his 30s. Wow, never really getting credited by the world.
Yeah, but these guys
But
don't live
these
like
guys
that.
think it's just about hit and don't get hit and don't put on good fights and don't take risks. And no, bro, you're not going to become those pay-per-view star or a star period fighting like that because it's not charismatic. The people want to see
What
a man. They don't want to see somebody that's just as scared as them.
it directly reflects what they're putting in to what they're putting out on the ring. Like it requires a lot of sacrifice. It requires your time. It requires your body. Requires your
You can tell when
mind.
somebody isn't sacrificing because it
A
shows.
100% or dedicated. It's usually the most talented people who just it comes to them easy, and
They fall
they
off. They lose focus.
yeah, and you got one foot in, one foot out. Especially it's difficult to go back to getting beat up and sparring all that time when you make your first millie and you sleeping on linen sheets and everybody inviting you
Yeah,
to all these parties. You got
and
the
that's
nicest
why that's why a
cars.
lot of these dudes will never be on them old school guys level. A lot of them can't do what Floyd did. Where he acted like he was still broke. Like in his mind, he was able to find the fire to fuel himself after making multi millions. These dudes get 1 million and they can't train as hard as they did, and they be getting that million fresh out the amateurs. Like they be getting signed to these big top rank and this and that, and that's why um, they don't reach their potential. But it is what it is. Like that's just the name of the game. JJ King says, no, Ryan popped back up immediately after the ref called it off. He knew Tank had his timing. He was about to get put on the highlight reel. Exactly. Ryan knew that it was over. Ryan was already getting beat up for most of the fight, getting timed. He had no answer for Tank. Ryan doesn't understand rhythm. Like, if you look at Ryan and his sparring and stuff, if Ryan was coached different, he throws punches like Sugar Ray Robinson. Like, Ryan whips his hips and whips those long whip shots from his hips and whip long, wiry power punches with speed and combinations. Like, and he has good power and he has a long, skinny frame and all that. Like, he throws punches like Ray Robinson, but he doesn't put in the Ray Robinson work. And he didn't have a
He
Ray Robinson coach. He didn't have a Ray Robinson team. Ray Robinson was surrounded by some of the best coaches of his day. You know what I mean? Good handlers and stuff like that. They developed him. Ryan is like, he doesn't have none of that. And then he doesn't have the love for it himself.
Yeah,
And I don't
he's
want to
one
hear
of those
about this because of the
dudes.
elites and stuff like that. Ray Robinson was rocking with the elites too. It's just Ryan is just not meant to be. It's not meant to be.
Uh, Half foot in and not mentally there.
I think an underrated good fight would be Gary Antoine Russell and Isaac Cruz could get a stop late in that fight. No, that's not. That wouldn't be a good fight. It would be a good fight, but it's like that's for what? We're like, nah, bro. Listen, a good fight is Lamont Roach and Gary Antoine Russell, or Lamont Roach and Gary Russell Jr. That's a good fight. Like that's a very those fights are going to be remembered because the pride, the background, they're all DC natives. Nobody is trying to lose. Come on, bro. And they're all
What
great athletes.
What are your thoughts on the Lamont fight versus Floyd Schofield for that WBA title?
Oh, I already touched on it, but I'll touch on it again. If Lamar fights Floyd Schofield, then it makes
You
you
got
raise
early
your eyebrow
stoppage.
like why would you fight Floyd Schofield and pick him apart because you know Floyd Schofield doesn't have a bag, but you told Kermit Moulton he has to wait his turn and all of this stuff. And I think it's because Kermit Moulton is a threat to anybody because Kermit throws a bunch of punches and people don't understand how effective that is. Like they see David Benavidez and they don't understand why he's so dominant. His volume. Like you can't teach a guy, you can't train a dude to be able to deal with somebody who's throwing 15 to 20 punch combination. That's why Ray Leonard was dominant. That's why Benavidez was dominant. That's why I believe Kermit Moulton is going to be dominant. And Kermit is a bad stylistic matchup for Lamar Roach, who's an older cat. Kermel is young, and Kermel has rounds where he throws 80 punches. So it's hard to shoulder roll 15 shots in a row. And in fact, it's not hard; it's impossible. You're gonna get hit with some of those shots. Like
I got
Lamont struggled with Pitbull. Imagine
yeah, but I
somebody
got
coming in there with that type of pressure, but they're not just gonna have their hands up throwing one punch or two punches. They're gonna be throwing 15. It's Kermel
I
Moore.
I feel like Kermel. Actually, speaking of Kermel, I haven't even seen him fight in like a year. That's one and
No,
two.
I think he been having like low key fights. I think he got 7 or 8 pro fights now. I don't know. Ryan is still going to be promoted heavily, even if he loses 200 times. Yes, because Ryan, like Edgar Berlanga, is a chosen one. We're gonna leave it at that. What about Lamont versus Keyshawn at 140, bro? I don't know why people Lamont need to fight one of the Russells. It's the perfect fight. There is no buzz for Lamont and Keyshawn. The buzz that Lamont had with Pitbull, he's not gonna be able to capitalize on it because Pitbull knows he can't beat Lamont. Lamont figured Pitbull out, and Lamont is an IQ fighter. Lamont is a fighter that goes off timing and skill and fundamentals. So Pitbull fighting him twice, and Lamont already figured him out. He's gonna make even easier work of him. It's not gonna take Lamont 6 rounds to start dismantling Pitbull.
He would have
The
beat
fight
him
for
the first
Lamont
fight.
to prove something is the fight against Kermel or against one of the Russells, either one. Pick your poison. That's the fight.
He
Everything
he
else
would
is BS. Why fight Floyd Schofield, bro? So you could destroy him?
he would have beat Pitbull the first fight if he didn't try to fight his fight and try to entertain the crowd. If he would have
I don't know
just
about that. I think like Lamont was fighting a smart fight. It's just Pitbull is just people. He's just underrated. People have no idea until they've gotten in the ring. My last fight, I fought a pressure fighter like Pitbull. People have no idea how tiring it is, and how much of a threat it is when you're dealing with somebody that's just a constant pressure fighter. Fans look at it and say, "Well, he's one dimensional. He's one dimensional." They couldn't get in there and excel at that one dimension because you need great stamina, you need a hard cranium, you need hard hands, you need a lot of heart. We getting on Shakur and Hitchens and all these guys for not taking risks, and you got some dudes out there who have a kamikaze type style where they take a risk every single punch. That's Pitbull Cruz. No matter how basic it is, it's still a hard style to deal with. Like that's just what it is. So that's why Lamont struggled. Lamont had a good game plan, but Pitbull is not a chicken dinner. You're not just going to walk over him. Tank Davis didn't walk over him. The only person that would embarrass him is Shakur Stevenson, and that's why Pitbull turned that fight down because Shakur could fight in a style where he can make you miss in an obvious way to the judges, just like Floyd. Like they could make you and Pernell Whitaker, they can make you completely miss Ali, to where as though everybody could see it. For example, in the Saturday fight with Andy Cruz and Raymond Maritaya, Andy Cruz was blocking a lot of shots, parrying a lot of shots, rolling a lot of shots, but he was doing it to the point where it still looked like he was getting hit. So it's not a good look. Shakur, Ali, Pernell, they can make you miss and hit air, and Willie Pep, everybody could see like, damn, that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? So that's a different style of boxing. Pitbull
you think
also had sneaky what? Fighters like Pitbull are truth seeker fighters. Yeah, they truth machines. They're truth machines. Pitbull also sneaky. He do a lot of small things to catch you exiting out. Yeah, Pitbull does. It's a couple of things Pitbull does. Pitbull catches shots on his gloves and encounters. Pitbull when he's walking you down, he gets you on the ropes. He throws the feint and try to hit you. He tries to get you to dodge into the direction that he's going to throw the real punch. Like he moves his head. He has a method to his madness. He's not just Oscar Duarte walking in a straight line with a hunchback. You know, like people they just discredit him because they act like they're experts, but none of them had been in the ring to see the little things. That's why when they hear a person who participates in the sport or who's truly studied the sport, they be in awe or they be hating because they be like, "Wow, how did he see this? How did he see that?" Because it starts with respect. When you start to respect different dudes, you start to look at things and say, "Oh, okay, I see why he's so successful." Like these dudes have been Pitbull been fighting since he was like 4 years old, bro. You think he a bump?
you
And
think
not only has he been fighting since he was 4, he's been taking it serious. Like Ryan has been fighting his whole life too, but Ryan hasn't been taking it serious. That's the difference.
you think with the current lineup of champions at 135, Shakur could go undisputed?
Who are the champions?
You got Morataya, you got Abdullah Mason, Shakur is one of the champions, and then there's that vacant belt because they stripped Tank. and then there's gonna be that fight with Lamont and Floyd Schofield
That
for
fight
that
not gonna happen,
vacancy.
bro.
The Schofield fight.
He says, yeah, that fight not gonna happen, bro. You really think Floyd want to get in there? Floyd was talking about he wanted to fight Tank for that belt, like knowing they was gonna strip Tank. You really think Floyd want to get in there with Lamont or anybody, bro? Floyd Schofield is an athlete. He's a Deontay Wilder of the lightweight division. He's an athlete with no bag, and I mean, no disrespect, bro. I'm not trying to disrespect Floyd Schofield. He's still really good, but he's not top 10. He's not top 20 in the lightweight division. Is the deepest division in boxing. I mean, no disrespect. Like Floyd Schofield will beat on most of the boxers. It's probably 300 boxers in America at lightweight. He will beat on most of them, but he's not elite. He's not top 20 in the division. You know what I mean?
I
Forget
think
about top 10. So, he's
I think
somebody
this
that
is his
Oscar's gonna
last
have to hide
option.
for a long time.
This is his last option at like getting a belt. This is gonna be his easiest option. If he declines, it'll be a long time because he had an opportunity against Shakur. Then he had an opportunity to fight against Abdullah Mason. He turned both of those down, and now he getting another option in a
Dog, there's no
Lamont
easy
Roach.
options at lightweight. That's why he's not gonna fight Lamar. I promise you, he will not walk into a ring against Lamar Roach, bro. You get
So
picked
he
apart.
just so
You and
he's just
Jerry
gonna.
Jake, go ahead, finish that. Then I'm gonna hit this comment.
No, I was just gonna say. So what is he gonna do? Just wait it out and just be a gatekeeper the rest of
He's
his life?
not gonna be. He's never gonna fight for a belt, bro. Listen, I don't know why they try to hide dudes. Like some dude, if the division was weak, like how 147 is, he could sneak a belt. But the division is too deep. You got dudes like that one dude that's Teofilo Stevenson's grandson. I forgot his name. He called out Shakur. Like you got dudes internationally who like that at lightweight that people don't even talk about. You got De Los Santos, and that I can't think of that dude's name, but he's Teofilo Stevenson's great grandson or something like that. And he out there and he's real good. Like you got international dudes who are like that people aren't even talking about. Then you got local names that people know that are like that. The division is just way too deep. He can't get a belt. He's not good enough. It sucks. He should try to go up to, well, actually no, because 140 is deep as hell too. 140 is kind of top heavy. It's not deep as hell. It's top heavy. But 135, from the rooter to the tutor, the top to the bottom, deep. You can't get a belt, bro. Says you and
He
Jerry
kind
Jig should debate. I think you will cook him. Listen, man, I like Jerry Jig. I like brothers who started their own platform. Me and Jerry Jig have like totally different outlooks to boxing. I actually participate in the sport. He says he would never participate in the sport. Like we just have a different outlook to this stuff. So we're gonna come to different conclusions, and that's okay with me. I have no intentions of trying to cook Jerry or make Jerry look bad. I know on my old TikTok I made that one video, but I was just joking because he didn't know how to score a boxing match, and after that he learned how to score a boxing match. But Jerry does something different than what I do with my boxing commentary. I have no interest in going at him. Um, Go ahead, Mr. Incredible.
no, you got it.
I was thinking since David going up to cruiser to fight Zerto and Usyk was talking about going down to cruiser at one point, would that be a good fight? Usyk not going down to cruiser. They be just tough, bro. It doesn't. It gets harder to make weight as you get older. Like Usyk, it probably was hard for him to be 220 before, but he like 40, 41, I think now. Like it's not hard for him to make 220 now. I promise you. You don't. That's not how the body works. He's not going back down. A lot of these fighters just be talking. Like you gotta think about it. Even
Shit,
the
he
fight when they
only
was talking about Usyk fighting Wilder and everybody was trying to pump that up, I was like, this fight makes no sense. They're trying to make Deontay walk the plank. They're trying to take years off this man's life. Why would they have Deontay Wilder, somebody who was all athleticism, who no longer has the same speed, who doesn't have the technique to be in there with a real technician? Why would they send him to fight Usyk to get destroyed? And lo and behold, that fight doesn't fall through, and now he's about to fight Derek Chisora, which is way better matchmaking and way better for both heavyweights. I believe Usyk is an all-time great, but gets overrated by the general public. Usyk is an
that
all-time great who fought in a weak era, so he could never really be compared to the all-time great heavyweights. It's not his fault. Me looking at his skill level and looking at some of the things I've seen, like with the Dubois, the body shot, and stuff like that. Do I think he could have hung around the Ali era? No. I think they would have tore him up. But
I
it
just
is what it
I
is.
I just think it's
Do
a
I,
lot of like you said, it's a lack of talent. And when you so much better than everybody, because nobody has like a dedicated structure or overall heavyweight, most of those
You know what
people
it
don't
is? It's
have.
not a lack of talent in boxing. It's a lack of development. The talent is always going to be there. These people have gifts from the Lord. It's a lack of development. Coaching nowadays isn't what it used to be. Like, I'll give you an example. My coach taught me certain rhythms. He taught me different skills on the bag and stuff like that, footwork. But there was other things that he didn't even mention. Like he didn't have a professional road work regimen to give me, or sit up regimen, or push up regimen. I invented all that stuff on my own because I realized like, what, damn, I'm doing this. I'm doing what he tells me to do. And I'm still getting tired in fights. So I started training with him for the first 2 hours, doing my own treadmill, my road work after that, and then doing another circuit of 1.5 to 2 hours of speed bag, double limb bag, sit up, push up, shadow boxing with weights off my own research, bro. Off my own research. Then I took it a step further and started doing 2 a days, where I started incorporating other workouts, more road work, more bag work, etc. Swimming, all types of stuff, hill sprints, running with my sled, because I was researching and learning. Okay, this is how these boxers train. Most of these coaches, they so prideful, they just go off like an eye test or off a feel, as opposed to doing real research, looking up Hagler regimen, Duran regimen, Ali regimen, seeing how these regimens could fit the fighters that they have based on their fighters' natural instincts and abilities, and then taking their time and giving them a real regimen. That's what they do up in the UFC at that little training center they have. They have real sports scientists give people real regimens, real diet plans and stuff like that. You need that. It's called the sweet science. The talent is still here in America, but the coaching has been degraded. The development has been degraded. The patience, where you take a child or you take a teenager and you work with them for 6, 7, 8 years before you really introduce them to the public in a real way. People don't have that type of investment no more.
Yeah, that's like way more prevalent in heavyweight because all of them
Oh, because
have.
you know why? Because you can rush a heavyweight and still make good money. Heavyweights with no name because of their size could attract a crowd. A man who's 135 pounds, you got to spend years developing a crowd for him because he's such a small man. But somebody who's 6'5", 260, nobody can know who he is. And if people know that he's fighting another big 6'5", 260 dude, they'll pay $300 a ticket for these no name guys just because they big. So they don't. So it's like you can still make good money without developing the heavyweight. That's why the division is so trash. And if people don't love the sport like how they did back in the day, I mean, why would they take the time to develop? They can make money to do whether the dude is good or bad. Everybody can get paid, and it can just be fast money. Dubois about the goofiest looking brother ever. I don't know about him looking goofy. I mean, I don't know why you would say that. I don't know. What y'all think the supreme gift is? Heart, IQ, cardio, athleticism. There's no such thing. No such thing as a supreme gift. It's always going to be a combination of gifts, in my opinion. Heavyweights also have a lot more balls, right? Nah. It's not like boxing is boxing. I mean, everybody who gets in there, even in the sparring, everybody who get in there, they could potentially be unalived or suffer an injury that ruins them for the rest of their life.
uh the skill base is what I meant, not the talent. Like a lot of
The
the
skills
heavyweight,
going down because of the lack of development. Like
they,
Ali and them was out there running in training boots and then doing all this jump roping and shadow boxing and speed. You don't see heavyweights getting after it no more. Heavyweights back then trained like they were welterweights because they knew just because I'm big doesn't mean that I get to be lazy and rely on power. Like Sonny Liston jump rope for a long period of time. You can see him hitting the double limb bag, the speed bag, and stuff like that. Sit ups, running. Like you can see videos of him actually getting out there and running. I think Sonny would do like 5 or 6 miles. Big Sonny Liston. And these dudes nowadays, they make excuses. Oh, that's too much. It's not that it's too much. Y'all lazy. They said, I agree that the coaching is underwhelming in all sports. That's why foreigners are dominating basketball now. Facts. Coaching is suffering. Probably football is on a downturn in America because the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Nowadays, when people see that you actually know what you're doing, instead of people swallowing their pride, and trying to learn, they just get upset and they'll double down on their ignorance. So you got coaches who are in positions who may not be that good. They don't want to look like they're not that good. So instead of them humbling themselves and saying, look, I got to add on to what I'm doing, they'll double down on their ignorance and drag everybody with them to help. Yeah, they worked harder, but I don't think the sun as bright as it used to be. Men not as great as they used to be genetically. Yeah, that's true. At the end of the day, the world is this world since the Lord has made it has been shrinking. It's designed to go away. It's designed to pass away. That's why it was giants back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, yes, men are physically weaker. Men are shorter nowadays. Same with women. Lifespans are shorter. The early men, the ancient men, they lived close to 1,000 years. Now you lucky if you make it to 50, especially if you're a black man. So yeah, I agree. That's why you don't you read people read tales about Wilt Chamberlain. They say they lying. They lying. It's not that they're lying. People were stronger and they were eating better foods. That's another reason why people are weaker. We eating all this fake food. So it is what it is. But you can still work hard and still be strong and stuff. What do you want to do? That's what it comes down to. A lot of people don't want to work hard. They want something easy. I believe that everyone should train every skill, no matter what size or height, unless it's football. Facts, facts. That's how I look at it. You have to have a holistic approach. I say leave no stone unturned. So I lift a little bit of weights. I run. I jump rope. I do the spawn. Do the extensive bag work, abs, calisthenics, an extensive, comprehensive warm up like Ali in the old school. Like my warm up takes me 1 hour. You know what I mean? Most people couldn't work out after they warm up with me. My warm up takes 1 hour. The warm up, you know. Then it's 30 minutes of bag work with drills, 30 minutes of shadow boxing. Then it's treadmill, row work. Then it's a boxing circuit that takes an hour and a half. And then after that, it might be a 2 a day. I might have to do even more things in the evening. Like that's just what it is for me. So I don't know. I know that a lot of these guys ain't getting after it. I can tell when a dude isn't getting after it, like Mr. Incredible says, your output will reflect your input. Like a guy like Richard Hitchens, he's talented, but he don't be really training all them hours. If he did, he'd be vicious in the ring. He has too much athleticism and size not to be vicious. But he not doing all types of crazy stamina and cardio training. Go watch Roberto Duran train. You'll be like, oh my gosh. Like I'm not. People hear me. Like I talk about how I train. I'm not impressed with my training. Look at Roberto Duran train and how he could do the different moves on the jump ropes, how he could squat and jump rope. And Mike Tyson could do that as well. Like that man was such a natural. Look at some of the things he would do, like when Roberto Duran had this thing where he would like get into a crouch on the ground and kind of like do speed skating uh, and touch the ground with his hands and that. Like he was sliding and crouching on the ground, making his legs strong and fast at the same time.
Hard times make strong men.
Well, I don't even think it's necessarily that. Duran just blessed, bro. Watch Duran train. It don't look like nobody else. He does stuff I never seen Floyd do. Duran hit this speed bag with his head like a soccer ball. The man was just special, special, special. You know what I mean? So it's just humbling watching greats like that. Errol be getting after it off just will. Yeah, because Errol be drinking and all type of stuff. I was boxing training for a while and I realized I can incorporate basketball in my workouts with pivoting, shifting, creating illusions. Basketball and boxing are like cousins. Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, Manny Pacquiao, they all use basketball to stay in shape because they require some of the same type of body systems. Like in basketball, you got to sprint, but you got to be jogging up and down the court the whole time. You got to have the upper body strength because it's a contact sport when you're driving or when you're in the when you're trying to work up out of the post. You got to have strength in your legs to shoot jumpers over people, and also to be dominant. Like if you're really out there trying to win in basketball, you need to have great offense and great defense, just like boxing. In boxing, you need fast bursts and you also need smooth, long endurance. You know what I mean? You got to be able to go. You got to have your lungs and your legs up under you. You need a strong upper body to absorb and to block them punches. Just like basketball, when you're driving, you need a strong upper body to bang because nobody's going to let you drive. At least back in the day, I don't know the NBA, they just got to get out of the way. But in the park, ain't nobody just letting you drive, especially when the game get close. When the game get close, it's gonna be you gonna be getting slapped every which way.
Did you watch that Madrimov fight?
Nah, I didn't get to catch it yet. I could watch it though.
Mm-mm.
Like I be, I can find all the fights. I just ain't had time to catch it. Like my, I was feeling under the weather, so it was hard really for me to watch that the Cruz fight. But I went and done it, and then my hand messed up, so I just been trying to stay in good spirits. But I'm getting back into the gym tomorrow, man. I'm just gonna push through it.
They supposedly supposed to have Madrimov fighting Boots next if that Virgil thing don't work out because they trying to work the fight for March, but he uh he in that legal issue with Oscar, so we don't know if we don't know if it's gonna happen. So it's like
Imagine would be a great fight for Boots, man. I
nah
look forward
nah
to
nah
seeing that.
uh mm-mm.
What?
Madrimov just came off of like surgery and like he had like this pneumonia thing going on where he had to go fly somewhere else to a different country and get like this special treatment or something. And after
Yeah,
his
but he
last,
went through. He went through that, so I think he'll be
he ain't
better now.
finished. Nah, not
When
after
you
his
had to
last.
fight with pneumonia, bro, and you make it, you're gonna be stronger because of that. I promise you.
Nah, I see, and after seeing his last fight, he ain't 100%, bro. I don't know
Listen,
if he
what
going.
doesn't kill you make you stronger, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe, well, I don't know,
Booth
bro.
ain't 100%. Booth ain't never fought nobody. Ain't never fought nobody
No,
that's coming to win.
if it's the same Madrimov that fought like it ain't when he was fighting this Dominican dude, right, who only fought in the U.S. like once, but like you could just tell, bro, he wasn't 100%, bro. He wasn't
But I'm
100% in the
saying,
ring.
listen, Booth ain't 100%. Booth never fought nobody who's actually trying to win. So Booth ain't 100%. And you only get to be 100% in boxing for a small amount of time. After a certain while, you have parts of your body that's gonna be hurting regardless because you just put too much into the sport. Munachismo Benedict says people talk about evolution in sports, but it really rule change that allow things that weren't allowed back then. That's all it's ever been. Will Chamberlain told that to Michael Jordan. He said they changed the rules to make it harder for me, and they changed to make it easier for you. If Boots actually fights Madrimal, will your opinion change on him? LOL. Yeah. I mean, listen. To me, Boots is real talented, and he's a very good boxer. But the only way to be great is to fight greats. I think fighting Majimov is a start to him being considered great. If you really want to be great, though, fight Bachram. I don't get these guys. Like
Oh, you
Bachram's
watching
right
that
there.
fight?
Oh, I know
Bachman?
Bachram fighting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one. Like I don't even care to see the Majimov. When Bachram fight, I'm gonna go on my little site and I'm gonna watch that.
He fighting Saturday.
Yeah, he fighting Saturday. All of them fighting. Shakur and all of them. Boots don't like them quirky white boys with movement. No disrespect, but Israel with pneumonia was bad. Said he was so slow. Dog. Marvin Hagler lost the fight because he got the flu, and he rematched the dude and stopped the dude. But that stuff ain't. People have no idea. Boxing already hard enough. Training when you're sick. Oh Lord, just training. Imagine actually having to fight sick. But Lamont Roach, he got sick the week before the Tank fight. So hey, different
See,
people.
he said he wasn't even 100% during the Virgil fight. That's what
Oh,
they were
he's he was
saying.
he was he was injured.
He had the like I think he had a torn rotator cuff
Ooh.
and he had the pneumonia. He had to take
But listen,
11 months
pneumonia don't
off.
last for all these different months and stuff though.
Bro, I'm telling you, when you gotta watch the fight, bro, and you gotta read.
No, I'm saying there's no way he had pneumonia for
He had
Virgil and
something,
for this
bro.
fight.
He was out for like they said he was out for 11 months, bro, getting treatment.
Well, he should have stayed out for longer. Once you
I
jump out
don't.
there, bro, when you jump out there, it is what it is, dog.
Yeah, yeah. No, ain't nobody in the
Because
ring
Bud Crawford went
100%.
against the went against Canelo with a shoulder injury,
Yeah.
and Bud,
So
when
like,
everybody was asking about it, he lied and said I'm good. What are you talking about? I'm good. And then after the fight, he said, yeah, I was hurt.
um, when you fight, can you get a steroid shot, like a numbing shot, or no? You gotta go in there like
It
full.
depends. It depends on you have to check and see what's legal because they have a list of things that you can take and what you can't take. But I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
you can't get nothing to numb stuff because that'll numb you from taking from feeling pain. So
Yeah, that's crazy. You think how you think your boy Canelo do in this next? He didn't look too happy with Turkey and them boys when they said, "Hey, you gotta fulfill this contract, bro. You gotta fight this young buck. What's
now
his
Canelo
name?
said he said that he not chasing belts. He only going to fight people who he think is the best fights for him until he retires. And his retirement is nearing.
So so he ain't finna fight Buddy. What is his name? Damn, and Billy for that belt.
Probably not. He said he's not worried about the belts no more. And Billy will be a bad fight. He will be a good opponent because he's gonna stand there. But and Billy is young. He gonna hit Canelo with a bunch of shots. Canelo need to get out of boxing. Like he not training like how he used to be. His feet are slow as hell. The only thing he like a more right now he in the Jerry Hurt territory. Like he just getting hit and his name is way bigger than Jerry Hurts. But it's like he literally just getting beat on. But he's in the territory where his body is so strong that he could take the punches, but is it worth it?
And for
Munachimo
how
Benedict
long?
says, yeah. Munachimo Benedict says, one thing I do agree with Tio is saying black fighters get more credit than they deserve. No, black fighters actually don't get enough credit because a lot of them fight in a slick style, and the slick style is underappreciated by the fans. Tio is whack as far as marketing. He's corny. So when you corny like that, you're not gonna get credit. Like you're not witty, you're not funny. You're like Tio's marketing strategy seem forced. It's like
Well,
he doesn't have the gift of gab. It is what it is.
I don't believe that black fighters get more credit. If anything, they get more scrutinized for being slick
Yeah,
fighters. They always say label Floyd as a runner, a runner, a runner. Shakur, a runner, a runner, a runner. David Haney, a runner, a runner, a runner.
Jack
They want to.
Johnson, Yeller. They called him Yeller, meaning
Yeah,
they're scared just because he fought in a defensive style. They go listen. It's not even about. It's not about what you do in the ring, bro. It's just a racial thing. Like at the end of the day, people are not happy to see certain people succeed based on race, and that's just life. Like I'm not even going touch on that for long. That's we're gonna keep saying that until it's over, until this place is over. Like it is what it is. Like if you can go back to Jack Johnson days and you read some of the news pressings about him, you're like, oh my goodness. And that's how it's always been. That's how it's always gonna be. Says, I mean, we do look the best out of all the nations. Well, it is what it is, man. I just don't. It is what it is. There's no point of stressing these things. We already know what it is with that. We know what it is with that. But as far as boxing, um, it ain't going. It's not gonna matter about credit, bro. When it comes to Tio and Shakur, that fight is gonna be won by whoever comes to fight. When you get inside, look at. I be studying this stuff, bro. Look at top level championship fights. Them dudes be going at it. The person who come in there like when Lubin fought Ortiz, Lubin thought he was gonna be able to just go through the motions. That's something that you cannot do in them high level fights. Even look at Andy Cruz and Raymond Muay. The person that come to fight usually wins. Like the person who assert this championship level boxing. It's not when you fighting them no names that nobody never heard of in tomato cans. You know what I mean? The Win Dixie cashiers. This ain't that. You fighting them ice cream truck mans. You know, you fighting them farmers. This ain't that, bro. Them electricians, whatever, plumbers, firefighters. This is not that. When you're fighting a man who trained for 2 months, a full training camp, who been boxing for years, who knows what he's doing, you're not winning the fight if you don't assert yourself. I watch the fights, bro. I be watching championship fights all the time. And every time, like 9 times out of 10, the guy who wins asserted himself. There's only a Pernell Whitaker could go through the motions, and people would cry and complain when he did that, because he does that like sometimes. Like a couple fights, Pernell would go through the motions, but he was so slick. he could do it and still win. Most people aren't talented enough to go through the motions and win the fight, or to be on the back foot the whole time and win the fight. Championship fight, you gotta assert yourself, bro. So whoever assert themselves and put their foot down between Tio and Shakur, that's who's gonna win. If Tio
Yeah,
want
you
to
gotta
win,
leave
it's
it
an
all
easy win
there.
for him. Shakur, yeah, you gotta leave it all on the ring. It's an easy win for Tio. You might get dropped. When Roberto Duran fought um, Esteban de Jesus, they fought 3 times. Trilogy. These are some of the greatest fights you ever gonna see. Roberto Duran, Esteban de Jesus. I watched all 3 of them more than once. Roberto Duran got dropped. He lost. I think he lost the first one and won the next 2. And De Jesus got dropped, and they got dropped multiple times throughout the fights. You know why? Because they was going for the gusto. They was playing for that money. Because if you don't come, you don't play for that money, you're just gonna get beat up. Because the champion is not playing games, bro. The champion
It's
is
like
not playing games. So if Tio is not afraid to get dropped by Shakur trying to land big shots and get up off that canvas and try to drop Shakur again, he's not gonna win because Shakur is the better technician. You ready to say something, bro?
no, I was just gonna like add to what you were saying. It's like in the football game when a motherfucker get when a person my fault when a person get out into like the Super Bowl or something like that, you supposed to leave it all out there. You're not supposed to be playing around. This ain't supposed to be just another day.
You
Everything's
gotta
on the
go
line.
for it, bro.
Everything's on the line. So you gotta give it your
You gotta
all.
take risk,
Yeah.
real
So
risk, bro. Like stuff that could lose you the game or win you the game, and you gotta live with it. It says also Spanish folks, Mexicans always support, defend, and show up for their fighters. Our folks only like you if you mad, tatted, and be living that rapper lifestyle on the side. It's some truth to that. It's some truth to that. But it's brothers and sisters that support you, just being a stand up guy and a hard worker too. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But it is truth that yes, our people like the generous. It is what it is. Like it is like we know that. Said lights out be going through the motion too. Oh, James Tony. Oh yeah. See, certain dudes of that time. James Tony could go on a fight and just go through the motion, be out of shape. And the reason he had to go through the motion is because when you out of shape like that, it take you longer to get. It's like you starting up a car that ain't been started in months, so you got to get somebody to jump you. Like it take you longer to get your rhythm and all that, and get your breathing up under you. James Tony will go through the motions. You're right. Thoughts on Khalil Cole and Jess Hart. Cole missed weight by 7 pounds and still got to get to the decision. They missed weight on purpose because these dudes they're not disciplined.
That
Um,
fight was terrible.
that's why I didn't even go. I seen that fight. I
It
couldn't
was
watch
like
it.
a hug fest, man. It was
A lot of
terrible.
these dudes, see what I just say, condition. A lot of these dudes, bro, they takes a little bit of money, and now with Instagram, them women start hitting them in the DMs. If these IG models see that you have a nice car in your own place and you have fame and money, not even big fame, just a couple thousand followers, and you have your own place in the car, every day you have fine women hitting you up, bro. A lot of these dudes can't say no while they doing the training. Muhammad Ali said it himself, and Ray Robinson, they both said the hardest thing about boxing, stay away from the women. Sugar Ray said the women in the suites. Ali said stand away from the women. It's not a game, bro. That's why Joshua got done so dirty against Ruiz, bro. He came over to America, and them New York baddies was putting it on him. I never understood the pillow hands trope. There's no such thing as a punch that don't hurt. No, there's no such thing as a punch that don't hurt. It's just that people try to attribute it to dudes who out here leaving people tatted up after the fight. Devin Haney leave people tatted up. Devin leave people tatted up after every fight. So they call him pillow hands because they have no real understanding of the sport. There's no way somebody has pillow hands and you bruised up. It doesn't work
The
like
only
that.
people who say that are the ones who haven't fought him.
Yeah, they did. No, not only that, just fans who never been in a boxing ring. A
Yeah,
sharp
that
shot hurts, bro. A sharp
they
punch, an
just
accurate punch, it
regurgitating
hurts.
what they hear. They just
A lot of them,
regurgitating.
they just race fans, bro.
Cause Loma left
Yeah,
with cracked
Paulie doesn't have
rib.
power. You're right. You said Loma had a cracked rib.
Loma left the ring with a cracked rib.
Oh yeah, I believe it because Devin put in so much body work. Another thing is, guys don't appreciate body work and they don't appreciate pot shots. Devin's a pot shotter and a good body puncher, but when you only throwing one punch, it's hard for the fans to get behind that. That's why I like to open up because people they understand. They like, oh, ooh, you gotta open up. But I don't think Devin has that in his rhythm and his system. Like for whatever reason, he studied too much Floyd. He just don't want to. I told you in the amateurs, I started watching Sugar Ray Robinson. First, I was watching Floyd and all because Floyd was popular. Then I said, no, let me watch Ray Robinson because it only got 3 rounds, and I want to be in the mindset of letting them hands go. And that's when I started to see a difference in my my performance. It wasn't just every people being bored and just your turn, my turn. It was like bing, 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 and I could hear the crowd getting into it, like whoa, ooh, knocking dudes' head back. You know what I mean, hurting dudes, and you throwing combinations. So that's why I would watch Ray Robinson. Started watching Duran. Started watching Hector Camacho, guys who let their hands go. You know what I mean? And I even watched Meldrick Taylor. Like, and I try to understand why is it that some fighters are comfortable coming forward, and why is it some aren't? And I figured out a technique. I figured out a secret. You know what I mean? I said, "Oh, I get it. I get it now. I get how you can control when you're coming forward in different ways to make it easier and let them hands go." Jorge Linares said that though. Yeah, Linares. Not gonna lie, I couldn't box and be famous if some baddies hit me in the DMs. I'm retired. LOL. Yeah, a lot of dudes are bro. You you got all these women hitting you up. You can little Cole. You're a tall, dark skinned, successful brother, and they all hitting you up and they bad. And you gotta deny yourself from them for most of the year until you retire. Most of these men aren't going to be able to do it. That's why people they don't understand the mental aspect and the discipline and stuff. Like people talk about Rocky and say Rocky Marciano was trash. Rocky Marciano lived like a monk. He wouldn't even touch a woman for months. He wouldn't drink. He wouldn't smoke. He wouldn't talk to his family. Like that's why his wife was put so much pressure on him to retire because she was tired of it. It's like, bro, I barely get to see you, and when I do see you, you all beat up after the fight. Like people have no idea what this stuff is about. It's about discipline and sacrifice. So it doesn't matter how skilled somebody is. That's why Tank didn't look that good against Lamar Roach. That's why Earl got destroyed against Bud. If you unwilling to discipline yourself and sacrifice and really go to the gym and spend your whole life in the gym for anywhere from say you start at 6, that's you spending your life in the gym probably for 30 years. If you start at 14 or 16 years, 20 years, you start in your 20s, that's 10 to 15 years. If you're unwilling to spend your life in the gym anywhere from 10 to 30 years, you will not be successful in boxing. They can give you fake success if you in the groups and stuff. But I'm talking about you really being a dominant fighter is not gonna happen. Even James Toney, he spent years sparring. That's why he talk much mouth now. He didn't do all the other stuff, but he did do that sparring. Seek and destroy mindset. When you come forward, you can control that tempo, especially if you get them against the ropes. I never got how people could fight and enjoy on the back foot. Oh no, I understand both. The back foot, you could set somebody up bad. But most of these dudes be on the back foot defensively. You got guys like Ray Robinson, he'd be on the back foot offensively. Like you could hurt somebody on that back foot. Muhammad Ali be on the back foot, offensive, will knock you out. I like fighting in all directions. Greg Hackett said Khalil always with his girls. That's why he was throwing like 5 punches around. See, I didn't even know that Greg Hackett said that. I know nothing about Khalil Cole. I'm not. I just know how things
He
work in real life, bro. I don't study
he
Khalil Cole. Never been on his IG. I just knew, like, listen, if a dude has all this promotion behind him and he got a big team behind him, and you don't have no legs in the fight, is because he's sleeping with women, bro.
I
Even
don't
sports scientists and trainers in the NBA, when they talk about Zion and why he can't stay healthy, they said it's either because they're not doing the proper recovery or they're having too much, you know what, with the women.
yeah, Khalil's one of those dudes who get is like has a big promotion around him, but
No
he ain't never
focus.
gonna pan out. He ain't never gonna pan out. He's what people call a jag. Just a guy. He's just there. He gonna be there. He got a little name. People gonna come in like a turnstile, get their little turn to turn up on him. Like how you said with a, I don't even think he considered a Jared Hurd because he ain't even gonna get a belt. He ain't gonna do. I've never been impressed when I seen him
Is he
fight.
at is he at light heavyweight?
That's a good question. I don't even know. I don't even know. I
Let
don't
me
know,
look it
bro.
up. Yeah, I don't follow. I don't follow him because I don't. I could tell when somebody
It's
not
just
focused,
every
bro.
time I seen him
Like
fight, I just been
Greg Hackett not
unimpressed.
super talented, but Greg Hackett is focused. I mean,
Um,
not Greg Hackett. What's that fighter? Greg Hackett is a YouTuber. It's a fighter named Hackett.
Khalil
That's focused.
Hackett.
Yeah, Hackett not super talented, but he focused. You could tell. Khalil
Um,
Cole weight
there was
class.
this one kid that impressed me though, that was really good, bro. Like he got talent. If he like keeps training, he gonna be good. I don't think you watched that fight
Yeah, he's
though.
at light heavyweight. He's at light heavyweight.
Yeah,
So
he
you
he
know this
he
this
ain't
this
doing
how I
nothing
do it,
else.
bro. This how I do it. I ask myself this: who the top dudes? Can Khalil Hackett get in there with Morrell? Can he get in there with
Nope,
ultimately Iglesias? Can he get in there with David
nope,
Benavidez? Could he get in there
nope,
with Batervia? Can he get in there with Bill? That's what I'm
nope.
saying. That's why I asked myself, does he have the potential to get no? So that once I do that, I say, okay, this dude, he not even really a contender. No disrespect. I'm not gonna lie, I could care less about Khalil's career. Jalil Hack, yeah, Jalil. Jalil is focused. He not super talented, but he's focused, so he can go far. People they look at boxing like if you're not Floyd or whatever, or you don't look amazing, they think it's over for you. Like, oh, he's not all that. Like if that man trained every day for a couple of years, he's gonna be all that. I don't care who he is. There's no way to fail. It's just that it's easier said than done. Trust me. Like all that training and stuff every day it's a real sacrifice. Most people aren't gonna do it. But
Bro,
if
it's
you
this
do it, you're gonna
kid.
get good.
It was this kid who fought last Saturday. He was in the Olympics. He's from Orlando, and he's the only person from the U.S. in boxing who actually placed a medal. He got a bronze. He's
Mm-hmm.
like 6'1" or 6'2". His name is like Amari Jones, and he started at 154. Bruh, that kid's he's got flashes of like he gonna be something if you keep developing, bro. He fought this one other dude. His name was like Jerome Baxter or something like that. He was like 7-0, and the kid was like 5-0 with like 4 knockouts. Tall, long, linky. The kid knows how to fight behind his jab. Like his jabs are crazy, bro. That kid is good, man. It was a 6 rounder. He
Mm.
tall. I believe he's a southpaw, but man, I don't know, bro. That was like the second best fight personally to me, even though they were still like in the and at the level of still getting their feet in the water. That kid showed flashes of greatness. Like he could be like one of the ones at 154 for sure, for sure. Like give him like I say give him like 5 more fights. Realistically, give him like 5 more fights because he ain't even at 12 rounds yet. But give him 5 more fights, he gonna be one of them ones.
All right, so y'all heard that? Heard it here first. Amari Jones, check him out. Uh, Munachismo Benedict said boxing is based on people's body rhythm and ethnicity. Facts. But yeah, bro, it's about to be 11. I gotta get up and I gotta do 2 sessions with a bum knuckle. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. This is a great boxing live. This is incredible. I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate the chat for rocking with everybody. Um, and I will be still doing Patreon videos like for us to address, just for us to talk about things in a more, less PC manner where we could just call out what's really what. Because up here, I'm giving grace and everything. Cause I don't want, as my channel grows, I don't want people to be hating or getting offended and stuff like that. So we're just gonna rock Patreon. We're gonna rock YouTube. But I'm so excited for this Shakur and Tio fight. Like I'm gonna have to watch a replay of it because I'm gonna be at work. But I'm excited, bro. Like, and once again, whoever takes the fight, like whoever asserts themselves, like they actually trying to win, that's who's gonna win. I watch a bunch of championship fights, like historic fights, and time and time again, the dude that's in there like waiting and trying to wait, he loses. The guy that comes with a real mentality, like I'm trying to hurt you, I'm the best, I'm gonna win. I don't care if you hit me with your best shot, he wins. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. And even though I mentioned Pernell Whitaker, when you get Pernell in there with a champion, bro, and it's a real fight, like a dangerous dude, Pernell don't do no running. He'll fight that dude toe to toe. He'll fight him on the inside. And he'll throw knockout shots, like or attempt to throw knockout shots from the first belt. Like it's a different type of mentality. Like that's how I knew that old boy that fought Benavidez. What's his name? The Benavidez threw the left hand. I mean the right hand 20 times on him. Anthony Yard. I knew
Yeah.
Yard wasn't really coming to win. You could tell from the first belt. The first belt, Yard when he fought Benavidez and when he fought Beterbiev, he's sitting there waiting. Like, dog, you here. You gotta hurt this man. He's trying to hurt you. There's no way to get around that. You're not be able to go through the motions, you're not be able to wait it out, you're not gonna be able to wait for the perfect moment like you Tank Davis. And we all seen when Tank went up against another A-level fighter, all that waiting didn't work. Like you're gonna have to fight because the other dude is coming there to fight. The higher that you get up in the levels, you cannot hide from real raw boxing. At the highest level, it's kill or be killed, bro. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that. You got anything else to say, Mr. Credible, before we get up out of here?
Nah, you covered all the bases.
All right, bro.
All
Everybody
right, bro.
stay blessed, and y'all have a good night.
Peace.